What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, we're gonna go over gold. So I trade gold in the foreign exchange market. I'm gonna pretty much break down like my mindset and what I'm seeing as I'm trading. So we're gonna start off where we left off, which was a couple weeks back. I'm gonna unhide everything and I'm gonna go down to like the 1 hour. All right, so we were here in this area last time we spoke. We had divergence, we had the break, the retest. I took this down to a -27 and got the trade. Price did push back again, giving us another lower high point before dropping deeper into these gray zones down here. Now I didn't trade any of this, so I'm going to go over this one, and then we're going to also go over the other ones that are here. So I'm going to scoot this back some into replay mode. So price was sitting at this resistance level. That was one confirmation for the sell. We also hit a TP on the pullback. So this hit a -61.8. So I just needed like divergence and a break and retest out of the divergence, very similar to right here. So if you didn't watch the previous video, we did go over this. I had the divergence, then I had the break and retest out of the divergence. I hopped in, took it down to the 27 and then waited for the next move. When we were here, we had divergence. It was very, very minor divergence, but I did use it as a confluence. So that was our divergence sitting here. Okay, boom. Gonna pull up the indicator. Okay, and then we have this like below it. Then we had a break of a higher low point, which was these guys right here. We had a break of a higher low point, and then price came back into the area for us to get in for our sells. Okay. Price coming back. Right in the area. And then we start to get our drop. Okay. We took that down to the TP. So this was the structure. That was the structure pullback, and then we get the drop. Beautiful. Okay. Nice and easy. So we took it down to that 61.8, got out the trade, waited for the next move. As we came deeper into these gray zones, I saw divergence again. So if you don't know, divergence is when the RSI indicator is going in one direction and the market is going in the opposite direction. And you want to follow what the RSI is showing you. You don't want to press sell immediately when you spot the divergence. You want to wait for the break and retest out of the divergence to execute the trade, either up or down. So in this case, we're going down. We're waiting for price to break below, push back, get in, take it down to our TP. Now this one, you don't really see it much on the 15-minute time frame, but if you zoom into the 1 minute, you'll see it a lot clearer. Very minor, very, very, very minor. Okay, it's like all up in here at a zone, like something like this. And I saw that break, retest, drop. Okay. And I knew that we were continuing with the momentum because we had a lot of bearish momentum from the top. So I got in here and then I got in again down here. So this was another break that I saw. Another break right here. I saw that, got in, and then had those two trades running down to the TP. Then after that, we pushed up aggressively. I didn't have all of this data that I had now. So this trend line wasn't really this deep. It was really just like up here. And as more data formed, then I just adjusted the trend line and we ended up getting all of these bounces. So here was our first trend line bounce. Well, not the first one, but here was the first confirmation. We had that break and that retest of the trend line. So it was a test of support, a break, price coming back into that area, testing it as resistance. This is your lower high point. Put a fib on there, take it to your TP. So this was the fib. Okay, 27 is always my safest TP. This one I didn't trail. I just set the target because I got in pretty late. Yeah, I got in pretty late and I went right to sleep, set my TPs, woke up, and I hit my 27. And then we had price went deeper to the 61.8. Then we pushed up again. Okay, bouncing off this trend line. Came back to this trend line. I see another break, retest, and then a drop happened. Took that down to my TP. We, of course, dropped a little bit deeper. Price pushed up again. In this area, I was looking for price to drop here. So I had this like this. I was looking for price to drop here. When you're waiting for your confirmations, I talk about this a lot. Like you want to look for wicks or momentum. If you get wicks, that means that there's sellers in the area of interest to execute. If you get momentum, that means that there's no sellers in that area. So you want to wait, okay? The sell structure is still valid because it didn't fully finish, like it was still dropping. So like if I put a fib on this entire thing, we literally just like bounced off of a 27 like recently. When we were pushing up again, I knew that we were going to fall again because we weren't done with the structure, okay, with the higher time frame structure. We pushed up back to this trend line. So this is the trend line that I was talking about earlier. Make it a little thicker. We pushed right back up to the trend line. I waited for more data to form. I seen the wicks right here. You can also adjust this trend line like this. So that was valid. I didn't take that first drop. I took the next drop. Okay. So we had this push into this gray zone, bounce right back up. Okay. Then I seen the breaks of structure happening on a smaller time frame. So I'm going to go to the 1 minute time frame. We're going to look at this together. All right. Here we go. Push. Then we'll get a drop. Okay. So that was this right here. I mean, this is a big push, but there's a higher low right here that was broken and price came back giving us a new lower high. And I saw us bouncing off of this zone right here. So like if I put a zone here from that area, that was a confirmation for me to get in. Okay, so I took it, got in, took it down to the TP. We also had another entry opportunity. So you see we're breaking this trend line and then we're coming back to test the trend line as resistance multiple times. We came here, we had these beautiful wicks forming, and then we dropped again down to our TP area. This one, I believe I did trail to the 61.8. And I went a little bit deeper than that. I went down here. And then I got wicked out when my trailing stop loss was about like 100, maybe like 100 or 150 pips trailing. Then I got wicked out and that was my trade. Where price is right now, I'm gonna come out of here. I want to see how we open on Sunday. This is a good area to sell. However, we do have these trend lines up here that price can touch yet again. So you see how we touched this trend line multiple times. I'm gonna take this off. We touched it multiple times, like we touched it here, 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 like just all of these touches. I wouldn't be surprised if we push up to this trend line again to touch it and then get another drop. So just be mindful of that. If we start to change direction on the smaller time frames, then we will look for selling opportunity. Right now, it's just super bullish. So I definitely would just wait a little bit. Right now, I'm looking for another sell. It's just about the entry. Where am I going to get in? Two options. This 27 can hit, then we can get a drop, or we could change direction here and drop. Okay. So follow me on Instagram for like updates. It's easier for me to post on there than it is for me to post on here. Instagram is Viva G. You can also follow my trading Instagram account and you can follow me on Threads. I'm on Threads. I'll keep you guys posted on Instagram. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching and until next time. Bye guys.